Day 18 and feeling much better than yesterday. You like my pins? These are my pins right here. I was thinking a lot about the rat race this morning and how the job I have in the area I live is kind of the pinnacle of the rat race. I make just enough money to provide a decent living for my family, but we live out in the desert because that's where the housing is affordable. And so, like everyone else who lives in the Inland Empire, we commute to work. It's going to an 8-to-5 job every day and sitting in a cubicle or whatever your job is, trying to get ahead. It is like, I think, when you're working for a large corporate organization, it truly is like being the rat in the wheel that's running as fast as you can go and not going anywhere at all. I mean, even if I ran at 100 miles an hour, the most I would ever get, the top of the pay scale increase is like between 2 and 4% per year. That's across the board with pretty much all corporate organizations, and that is absolutely pathetic. That is right at or just below inflation. So if I work as hard as I possibly can to be the best employee I can be for my company and do the best job I can for my patients and my staff and all of the above, and I'm number one in the company, I barely keep up with inflation. And you know how much work it is to keep up or to be number one in a territory or in a whole company? It's a lot of work. It's a ton of work. Where's the incentive? Where's the motivation? Oh, you get bonuses. So a few of the corporate jobs I've had have said, here, you can get this bonus. Here's this carrot. You'll get this bonus if you meet all these metrics. And you can meet the metrics if you work all day and night, every day and night, and every weekend. And you have the right staff, and all of the stars are aligned, and all of the above, then you can meet your metrics and get your bonus. But your bonus, thanks to the government, is taxed at a higher rate, over 50%. So over half of what you work your butt off to earn is given directly to the government, and then you get to keep whatever's left over. I'm starting to lose incentive in my corporate life. So my hopes in starting my own business is that the extra hard work I put in will be rewarded with extra bonus. Whether that's just creating a business that's good, extra income, extra benefits, things of that nature. I think it's hard for me to understand how people climb the corporate ladder to get really high up in the corporate ladder, because I know they're not making a whole lot of money either. I mean, they're making a lot of money compared to third world countries or minimum wage jobs. But once you make a certain amount of money, once you crack like the $70,000 range, I read a study about this recently. Once you crack $70,000, all of your basic needs are met. Healthcare, food, shelter, and some elements of entertainment are all met when you crack the $70,000 mark in the United States. And of course, that depends on where you live and how much the cost of living is and all of the above in that area. But generally speaking, $70,000 is that breaking point. Over $70,000, once you make over $70,000, the level of satisfaction that people have in their lives doesn't really increase. It stays pretty much stagnant. And so I found that to be a very interesting study, because I remember when I started making $70,000 a year, I was thrilled. Wow, I'm certainly not any happier than I used to be. I'm definitely not going on any more vacations than I used to go on. And I try and be this committed corporate guy where I go to work and I want to stay there for years. I want to make a big impact long term in a company, but it's so disincentivized to stay at a corporate organization when you go backwards compared to the cost of living increases every year. It actually, people get paid more, significantly more, the more they job hop. And job hopping used to be frowned upon, but it's not anymore. A lot of people job hop, the 1 year here, 2 years here, a year over there, and so that's what I'm doing also. I'm ready to job hop because there really is nowhere to go up unless you want to put in a significantly greater number of hours into the role, and then the incremental increase in pay really inhibits the work-life value out of the promotion. So I find it an interesting concept. It definitely is the definition of the rat race. I'm super excited to get out of it. I feel like it's going to take several years for me to get to the point to where my business can replace my current salary, and that's okay. I'm willing to wait that out. But it's been disappointing to look back at my corporate careers and to think if I would have job hopped earlier, I could have been so much farther ahead. So for anyone who's thinking of quitting their job, or they're not satisfied in their job, or they want to do something different, do it. Do it now while you're thinking about it. Man, job hop, it's okay. There's no loyalty to the corporation, to corporate life. Corporate is not loyal to you at all. When I first started at this job, there was this great guy, a little older gentleman who'd been with the company for a lot of years. He was making good money and he was a great manager. And they went through a little reorg and they let him go. Why? Because he was getting paid a little bit more than everybody else. And you can bring someone younger in for less money. And that's what they did. Never mind, this guy put in a decade, 2 decades into the company. If they can save a little bit on the bottom line, you're out of there. Goodbye. Thank you for your decades of service. But we found out that we can save $10,000 a year by letting you go and replacing you with someone else. And that's what we've decided to do. And that's what happens every day in corporate life. Craziness. It's just crazy. So, I don't know. If I can encourage you today, I'm going to say, get out there and change something. Make a difference. Get out of the job you don't like. Try something new. Try something that complements your values and your talents and gifts, and see where it goes. Stop being so afraid. And I'm talking to myself now. Stop being so afraid of not having that paycheck every month, or not having that level of a paycheck every month. It's like we're slaves to our paycheck. Like we're in the hamster wheel, and we're running 100 miles an hour, and our reward is food. We get to eat. And beyond that, we really have not much of a reward. Really. I mean, what is it? Anyone? Bueller?